What's going on with Bitcoin here? Well, I've talked about it just in the previous couple days, right? We've talked about how Sunday night's weekly close was below that key level. The previous week, it tried to break above that. Both weeks during the week, we were above 69.2, which again, guys, for those of you that don't know, that's the key high approximately within a couple dollars from the 2021 high. So that to me has now become a sticking point. So even though we were above 70, you have to be very careful. And I just like to point this out, guys, is that when we were above 70, and I mentioned this, we talk about my famous whippersnapper comment, but there were so many people out there, so many of these big supposed great minds in the financial industry, on Financial X and so forth, that were like, oh, we're above 70, this is the bear case is dead, da-da-da. And you know what it reminded me of? Is when we broke 65 back here, and we were above here, and then we collapsed. And one of the things I showed you last week, and again, by the way, preempt this by saying I still think Bitcoin's going a lot higher. It's just, it was due for a pullback. The charts are the charts. They don't give me perfection by far. I'm not perfect by far, but they give me a slight edge.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. In this video, Gareth will share his insights on what's really happening with Bitcoin. Why did it fall below the key level last week? Is the bear case really dead? What does the 2021 high mean for Bitcoin's future? Why is it a sticking point? We were above 70, but should we have been careful? What does this mean for Bitcoin's trajectory? What's the story behind the famous whippersnapper comment? How does it relate to the current Bitcoin scenario? Let's join Gareth in this interview about these topics and more.
One of the things to look at on here is if you look at our previous high, this was 65,000, right? So 65K right here. We went to 69K. That was an approximate move up of 4,000. All right. Then you go over here, right? If we know this is 69K, we went to about 73K. How much of a move up above the previous high was that? 4,000, right? Approximately. So again, these are the things that you just want to be aware of. And essentially my goal is to not say don't buy Bitcoin. Heck, I even have my small hodl position from the 17,000 range. It's very small, but I did pick up a little back there. I was just hoping it would go a little bit lower so I could continue to accumulate. But the point is that I certainly wasn't a buyer when we got above 65 here. In fact, that was my famous call saying it was going to drop to 20,000. And now you have to look at the same thing is after such a vertical move, don't drink the Kool-Aid, wait for a pullback, and you're getting that pullback now. All right, and again, FOMO almost never works out. It just doesn't. And you have to just keep that in mind. Now, granted, depending on your time horizon, that's really what's important. But ultimately, I'm just personally, I'm a structure of levels. And for me, looking at Bitcoin, I want to see, so you do have a little support here, and I want to just show that. We'll zoom in. But ultimately, if we go to the chart here, right, if we zoom in, we can see we did hit some support today, right? So just number one, see this little flat point right here? Draw that across, and literally that was the low of today so far, okay? So again, just a note there. Number two, I'm eventually thinking that we bounce and we roll over and we go here. Now, that's not that big of a move down. And if you look historically, and I'm a big data guy, I know people hate that, oh, he should be in love with Bitcoin, he should marry Bitcoin, oh my God, like all these crazy things. But this is how I am. This is why I make money trading all asset classes on a generally regular basis. It's all about just saying, okay, what are my levels? Now, if it doesn't get here, do I panic and say, oh crap, I missed the low? No, because there's a million other trades. Like literally every day I'm doing trade. But it's the discipline saying that unless it gets here, I probably won't be going long. Now, if it gets there, will I go long? Probably. I can't guarantee it. I have to reevaluate in real time when it gets there. But you guys are getting my point here. And now, wouldn't it be interesting if you almost get a little head and shoulders pattern here if we did bounce up? And again, I would almost say, what's the distance between here and here? It almost looks like a perfect symmetrical or even 50% secondary move to the downside. But again, for me, this area here to here, this area right in here, basically around, give or take a couple thousand from 50,000, that is my general downside target. Now, is it possible that it never gets there? Like I said, sure. That's the way it is. In trading and investing, there's no definitives. There's nothing that's guaranteed. There's nothing written in stone. All you can do is do your best to read the charts and give yourself an edge. And will you miss trades? Yeah, I've missed millions of trades. But it's all about how many do I get. And when I get them, am I disciplined enough to buy at the levels and unload them and take consistent profits? The answer is yes.
Goldman Sachs, a top global investment bank, is seeing a significant increase in institutional interest in cryptocurrencies. This observation comes from Matthew McDermott, the bank's digital assets head. He noted that while retail investors have been the main drivers of Bitcoin's price so far, institutional investors are showing a growing interest, indicating a major shift in the crypto market. Scott Melker, a well-known trader and investor also known as the Wolf of All Streets, has shared some concerns about the current Bitcoin market. In a recent social media post, Melker pointed out several indicators that suggest the market might cool down significantly in the near future. Local Salvadoran media have raised questions about the ownership of the BTC that President Nayib Bukele recently transferred to a cold wallet. Investigations led by journalist Moises Alvarado suggest that a large part of these funds came from Bitfinex, a global cryptocurrency exchange.
I told you guys about Solana. I said Solana, this looks very similar to this move, which is what created that bigger pullback. What happens to Solana? Literally, since we talked about this, it had a big corrective move from about 215 or so all the way back down. I think it was trading in the 170s this morning, although again, we'll have to watch and see.
A cryptocurrency analyst, Altcoin Sherpa, has expressed his optimistic outlook for the meme cryptocurrency Solana, suggesting it could potentially double in value this year. Ali Martinez in a post on X said, "The TD sell signal on Solana daily chart has just been invalidated, hinting at a bullish outlook for SOL. It pierced through the setup risk line at $198, potentially setting the stage for a new countdown toward another sell signal. This breakthrough is akin to last December, when a similar invalidation of the TD sell signal led SOL to slice through its setup risk line, igniting a remarkable 70% rally before facing the next sell signal." Bitcoin, with its intraday low and high at $60,760 and $66,382 respectively, and currently trading above the $63,500 mark, showcases its durability and unpredictability. The price movements of Bitcoin persist in the lead-up to the U.S. Federal Reserve's gathering on Wednesday afternoon.
I know here when we're talking crypto. Okay, so crypto, what we have here on Cardano, for those of you, and I'm going to try this again. There we go. We got it in here. All right, so we had this high to high to high, and then we have this major technical level, puts us right there. The charts are saying that's significant resistance, and you're pulling back. Now, one of the things I will watch for here is if we take away these lines, and I want to draw this on my actual chart so I get a straight line for you guys, we take this low, we drag it right up here, and you're basically coming into some pretty significant support on Cardano by, again, using this low to this low to this low, and look at how close we got right to that trend line. Now, again, if that trend line breaks, that's a problem. But as of now, that is support. And remember, just like with the reversal engulfing candle, you trust the line until proven otherwise. So again, remember the reversal engulfing candle on NVIDIA. We trust it that that's a pivot top until proven otherwise. With a support line, this is support until it's broken. Once it's broken, you say, okay, well, now I have a factual information that it's been broken. Now it can go lower. But again, you want to trust those levels until it tells you not to, essentially. Looking at gold real quick, guys. Gold, again, basically just consolidating. To me, I mentioned this yesterday. It hasn't done a whole lot since. I think it's waiting on the Fed. To me, it looks very similar to a flag pattern.
If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.